freaking.
Let's do it.
Okay. First off, bro, obviously, you're going to talk to me, so don't
Yep.
look at the camera. Introduce yourself, Zeke Thurston, where you're from, and world champion.
Okay. I'm Zeke Thurston from Big Valley, Alberta, and I'm a 3-time world champion. Saddle bronc rider.
Come on. It's crazy because when I first got into rodeo filming, obviously Zeke Thurston was a name I already knew. My information, my knowledge about rodeo is pretty limited. So I knew you were a world champion, knew you were one of the best, but I don't know much before that. Just talk about your upbringing a little bit, and then just who Zeke Thurston is coming up to, I guess, your rookie year.
Yeah. So I had a pretty regular ranch kid childhood. We grew up on a ranch. My dad was a professional bronc rider. He had a pretty successful career. He went to the NFR 6 times, Canadian finals, won Houston, rodeos like that, Cheyennes. And so on my mom's side of the family, also very deeply rooted in rodeo. And so we just kind of grew up in it. And kind of how we were brought up, just to, when I was probably 5 or 6, and my dad he used to have an electronic scoreboard, and he would go around to the rodeos, and this was before replay boards were around, and he'd go run a scoreboard, and so me and my brothers grew up just running around at rodeos. My dad was still riding, we'd run around at rodeos, and so we just grew up around it. And then I would have been probably 9 or 10 years old, and we started a contract act. It's kind of like a trick roping, Roman riding, kind of a little Western show act. And so we went all over North America doing that. We performed for the Queen of England, the Prince and Princess. Did shows everywhere with a contract act in Canada twice. And so that kind of phased out. I went on to start riding steers. In Canada, they have steer riding at the pro rodeos, so I went on to that. I was Canadian champion steer rider, and then just kind of went through the stepping stones, kind of progressed into, I roped calves, I team roped, rode broncs, rode bulls, did the high school rodeo thing, and then it just all kind of, eventually kind of come down to one, and bronc riding was it, and so I kind of pursued that, and I went through the novice deal in Canada. They have novice bronc riding at the pro rodeos, where younger kids can come and compete against each other on colts or horses that are suited for them. And so we did that. I was a Canadian champion novice bronc rider, and then just carried on. Went to college. Did 2 years at Sheridan College. I was runner-up for the college title my second year. And after that, I didn't go back to college. I took my rookie card and went to the NFR.
Rookie year NFR?
Yes, sir.
Were you rookie of the year?
I actually wasn't.
Was not?
No, me and Cobin Bradshaw we both made the finals, both rookies, and I was leading it going in, and I didn't do bad, but I didn't have a great final, and Cobin went out there and he kicked butt, and so he got it, but it was fun.
So you've been dominating since novice, college, runner-up, national champion. So obviously he was top 2 in
Coburn
college.
Also got me there.
He did.
Half a point, yeah.
The name doesn't ring a bell in my mind. Is he still going?
Cobin Bradshaw, yeah. He actually hasn't been going much this year.
Yeah.
Or much last year. He went to the finals in 15, 16, 17, maybe 18.
Mm-hmm.
Was outstanding bronc rider.
Yeah.
He's married to one of the Wright sisters.
Yep.
And he's kind of just slowed down a little bit. He likes to drive he's got a big truck, hauls cattle, and pigs and things.
So when you think about getting on a bronc, okay, so what do you think the best bronc matchup you've had? Like, if you all your years, this is your 8th year? You're 29, right?
I'm 29, yes, sir.
So this will be my
9th NFR.
9th NFR. In 9 years, what do you think the best matchup was? Or your favorite bronc?
My favorite bronc or favorite bronc? Yeah.
Favorite bronc. Go favorite bronc.
My favorite bronc. I have a lot of favorite broncs. I've been on all of them in my career. Every great bucking horse that's been around since I've been going. Your Killer Bees, All or Nothings, Lynx Mountain, everything. And they're all outstanding. There's some amazing animals and athletes, but I would say Get Smart would probably have to be. He holds a pretty special place in my heart, just because he was so rank, and I drew him so many times in really big situations, and I won a lot of money on that horse. He was awesome. I bet I got on him. I bet I got on that horse 11 or 12 times.
And the 11th or 12th time was when would you break the Canadian record?
Yeah, that was the last time I got on the last round Canadian finals last year, and we were 93 and a quarter, half or something, big score.
And then he never gets rode again.
Nope.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So, if you had to describe, say you got on Get Smart today, and you had you relived one of your last rides, what would you describe? Like, if you describe the experience, because I've never ridden a bronc, never ridden a steer.
Yeah. So most in the bronc riding, so I rode bulls, and I actually thought I was going to be a bull rider. I really wanted to, that's kind of the direction I was headed, and kind of what I thought I was going to do. And I broke my femur in 2011, maybe, riding bulls. And so I had to take quite a bit of time off, and it took a while to heal. So I was at home for probably better part of 6 or 7 months, and I started kind of putting some more time and effort into my bronc riding. And, and then the bronc riding started clicking. But the bronc riding is, bull riding came a lot more natural to me. It's a lot more balance and kind of counter moves, It sounds funny, but it happens a lot slower in the bull riding. You can kind of see everything down underneath you and see the bull's shoulders and hump and head, and you kind of track them that way. The bronc riding, it happens really fast. There's mane and there's just stuff going everywhere. It's a blur. Like your first 200 broncs you get on, you really don't even know what's going on. It's just it happens really fast, and then so you kind of get over that. Once you get to a certain level, but Get Smart, I got on so many times. I get on Get Smart, and it was like you're getting on, maybe one of your first broncs again. You wouldn't even know what happened the first 3 or 4 jumps. He was just so fast and so just the power and he weighed 800 pounds. He wasn't very big at all. He's little, and one of the strongest horses you'd ever get on. I guess to describe the ride, sometimes he'd stall but when he did leave, he would leave extremely hard. Super fast, and he'd kick over the back of the chutes or kick the back of the chutes, and then he would just get it, and he'd just bring it more and more and more. So by the time you'd probably be at 3 or 4 seconds before you really realized, hey, I'm still, riding this guy, and then after that, you would it's all gas, no brakes, and try to get the whistle. And we did it a lot of times.
This is a weird question. This may be a rookie question, because I'm still new to rodeo. Is there a move that you absolutely hate when a horse does it?
Yeah, there's things for sure that they can do to make it, obviously it just doesn't feel as well, messes your timing and things up. One thing I really don't as far as moves and horses being difficult, it's that's part of it, and they're supposed to be. Sometimes a horse that will jump at the gate and try to leave with their inside shoulder first, instead of turning out and breaking the plane of the chute, they'll shove this shoulder forward and kind of go towards the gate, and it makes them really hard to spur out, and usually end up behind from the start, and sometimes doesn't go very good because of it.
Yeah. Man, and also one thing I've noticed is that some of the funnest rides to watch from a fan's perspective actually are the worst scored, not the worst scored rides, but they're often mediocre scores.
So the ones that really wow the crowd, especially a crowd that's maybe not real rodeo savvy, usually aren't your best scores. They're usually something that's raring, blowing in the air, being pretty wild, maybe spinning, and there's lots going on. It's exciting to watch, but as far as the judging criteria, that's not really what they're looking for, right?
So what's the criteria?
So in the bronc riding, there's 2 judges, and usually one on the back. Back judges watches for fouls leaving there. You're required to spur the horse out. First jump, spurs in contact above the point of the shoulder, and then after that, you have to make the best spur ride that you can. and so they're judged off. Your spur ride is judged off of spur contact. You know, how high you place your feet in the neck, speed, how fast your feet are, and then obviously a little style comes into play. And then the bronc is judged off of how high he kicks, or how hard he kicks, how high he jumps, direction changes. Obviously, add difficulty, so you they get more points there. Droppiness, like a horse that they say is droppy, would be a horse that's usually horses that are pretty high-headed, and so they'll really come up in the front end and then they drop, and so your saddle will move. You know, some horses like Killer Bee, you get on, your saddle might move 3 feet, like you're tied to a truck, like just dropping out of the air. And so that's obviously, you know, difficulty factors, so that you get more points for that. But yeah, just based off of 1 to 50 each side, total, you know, score. Perfect ride would be 100. There's never been a 100-point ride.
Yeah, but it's actually crazy to think that the record keeps getting. I don't know who holds the record. In my mind, it's Dawson Hay.
It's actually Logan, I think.
Logan Hay.
Dawson tied it 2 years ago in Pollockville, and then Logan got it last year on Explosive Skies.
When I look at what makes you great, dude, because I've been editing videos. I've been editing. We collabed a couple times. You know, I edited for Cinch or whatever. Yep. And when I watch you, I always do the slow motion. It's like I just always slow the footage down. And I notice what's crazy about your riding is like when you're pulling your feet back, it's almost, I mean, you're leaned pretty far forward.
Yes, sir.
You're spurring the neck. You're throwing, like, it's almost like you're flat. And I think that's what separates you and the other great bronc riders.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know really to explain like my style or where it came from. I really wasn't a very good bronc rider when I started, to be honest. I was really bad. That's why I thought I was going to be a bull rider, because it was a lot easier. They just come more natural, you know, and I could ride them and ride some pretty bucky little bulls, you know, at that time. And the bronc riding it's tough to learn. It takes forever to learn. It is probably I would say the calf roping and the bronc riding are the 2 hardest events to you know, to get to where you can go make a living at, for sure. But just so many variables in it. And but anyways, for my style, like, I guess, I don't know, I guess where I was going with that is I wasn't very good, and then I got sick of sucking, and so I just figured out how to stay on. And it's not really a style that, you know, everybody, people always ask me like how I can get twisted and turned out of shape so bad and still spur, and I really don't know. Just maybe it's the way I'm built or what. It's the way it works. But I do ride up over the front end a lot more when the horses break up, and then just use my body as a counterweight to give my feet some power and try to make it look as good as I can.
It just comes down to you gotta have that dog in you.
You gotta get it done. It's not for everybody, that's for sure. You know, if it was easy, people would be lined up for miles just to come do it. It's you gotta have some stones on you, and you gotta go at them.
Dude, come on, bro. So, take me back to the experience when because it was crazy. Because, again, I knew, even back to last year's NFR.
Yeah.
You good?
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Even back to last year's NFR, dude, I was filming. Like, I filmed that reel of you.
Yeah.
At last year's, I think it may have been round 9 when I did that, around 10.
At the finals.
It was round 10.
Round 10. It was all or nothing. Yeah.
You
you put it up. Yeah.
And they gave you the average saddle. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, in the arena.
Yeah. Which is a funny story. I don't even know if I should be even saying this if I post this, but like I just walked in with my camera that time. And it's crazy because I just walked in, they let me in, ended up filming some good stuff, and then collaborate with you. And then there's been a lot of things that have propelled me to like come out here on the road and be able to film rodeo. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy to say, but collaborating with you when I first started, that was huge, bro. That was like 3-time world champion.
That was huge, and I will tell you this: I bet I watched that video because I woke up. We had to go get on a flight after the next day, go home. Had a little bit of a foggy head on me, celebrating, and I sat in the airport. Our flight was delayed. I bet I watched that. Ty sent it to me, and he's like, "Hey, congrats, whatever. My cousin shot this of you." And I bet I watched that video 700 times that day. That was one of the coolest videos I ever seen. And plus, just the edit and the moment and what it was and what it meant. It was that was pretty special to me. That video it really is.
Dude, that is so cool, bro. That is so cool. So take me back to you ride that last bronc. Take me back. How close of a race was it? Did it come down to?
That last day, I don't really know how tight it was.
You just know you came out on top.
Yeah, I don't ever pay attention to any of that stuff. I just go and do my job.
Which is cool.
And everybody, you're in competition with the other bronc riders out there, but you're really in competition with your horse. Your horse is kind of your dancing partner per se, and so you want to just make the best ride on that horse that you possibly can, and hopefully you land somewhere in the mix of things. But I don't follow stats or anything like that. I don't know how close it was. I know I did have to get a score. The 9th round, I had to buck up, and I took a re-ride in the eliminator round. And the re-ride was Indian Burn, big rank son of a gun that he bucks lots of guys off, and not easy. And I had him as a re-ride in the 9th round. And I knew I was going to have to, get all my broncs rode and keep placing, and but I wasn't going to be able to live with. I was still winning the average. Had I not taken my re-ride, I would have dropped to 2nd in the average because I was 73 or something. But I wasn't gonna let a world title get away because I didn't have the stones to go try, So that's kind of how I go at it, and I ended up being 88.5 or something that round, and then split the 10th round.
You bring an interesting thought to my mind, because in my mind, when someone gets a re-ride, because I'm like, why wouldn't you want to take it? But the way you're describing this is like, you got to have some stones to get up there and take the re-ride.
Like there's a lot of people that you put them in that position, they don't take the re-ride, That's, 2nd in the average pays 70, 69 or 8,000 or whatever, a lot of money. And, it's like somebody could easily think, hey, I just hang on to this average spot, and
for fear of getting bucked off.
Yeah, or take the re-ride and take a no score, drop you out of the average, which is pretty important in them last 2 rounds. But I don't really approach it that way. I'm more of a all or nothing kind of guy.
For some reason, every time you get on, obviously it comes with, because you've had such a successful career and you're like the guy. I mean, you're 3-time world champ. Partly, and maybe because every time I go to a rodeo, I never see it, but I don't ever think that you're gonna get bucked off. And do you? When's the last time you even got bucked off?
I got bucked off. I had a 100% riding average this year until Hermiston. I got on a horse at Calgary's, and she bucked me off.
One time?
One time so far this year.
That's actually wild. That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, is that, again, you're not into stats, but for the sake of is that normal? What is
like
that?
Like a real high one would probably be like, there's lots of guys that'll ride 96, in the 90s.
Yeah.
For sure. Most bronc riders probably would be close, that make the NFR would be fairly close to that. Well, no, that's a lie, because Dawson would probably ride like 60% of his horses. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think one year Cobin had a 96% riding average, and people were really talking about it.
So you're saying right now that
my 99 is pretty good, I think.
This context clues this thing is pretty freaking good.
I bet I might have been on 100 horses. Be close to.
I'm actually kind of shook right now. That's actually wild. Congratulations, bro. Keep going.
Thanks.
Keep grinding. Don't be complacent.
That's
Gotta
right.
keep going.
That's right.
But the original question, go back to when you won that. You're getting the saddle. You ride that 10th horse at the NFR. What did it mean for you to win that 3rd gold buckle?
Yeah, to win the 3rd, it was huge, and they all were so different from each other, the way I won them. I would have to say the third one is definitely, they're all special, but the third one's probably the most special to me. In 2016, I come in and I'd just been, I wasn't in the conversation to be be in the running for a world title really. Like I think I went in the top 5 that year. I think I was maybe 4th. But I think the top 2 guys had quite a bit of money on everybody else. And so I just was, riding my broncs, going through the week, one round or something. I was placing in most every round. And it come down to the 10th round, and there had to, well, actually in the 9th round, come down to the 9th round, Jake Watson, my traveling partner, was winning the average. He was the only one that rode all his horses. I bucked off the 2nd round. Killer B bucked me off at 7.9 or something. Lost his stirrup. And so Jake had rode all his horses, and the 9th round he had a pretty nice horse, not a horse that should buck him off, and I don't know what happened, but anyways, got out of sorts and she threw him off. Well, then that opened the door for me. Hated it for Jake, but it gave me an opportunity. So then the next day, I didn't know this at the time. I just was kind of thought like I was the guy that was winning. It was kind of his because he never falls off either and stuff. So I was just going to go to the 10th round and do my job or whatever. And so we got there and so I had to beat Jake by X amount of points in the round to go ahead of him in the average on 9 head. And the guy that was winning it had to get a no score as well. And I really didn't think any of that was going to happen. I also didn't know it at the time, but I didn't think that was going to happen. The guy that was, so I rode, was like maybe winning 3rd in the round, and they had one more guy to go, and it was Jacobs, and he had spring planning, and she's kind of tricky to get a good start at. She squats in there, and then when you nod, she really boils out of there and rears around the post kind of, and then hits and kicks the back of the chute. So she's pretty hard to get spurred out, and she did her deal, reared out, rolled around there, and he missed her out, and so then I won the average. Like sent me around on the victory lap and won the average, and I didn't even know I won the world until they were interviewing me for the world champion interview, and I was like, "Are you serious?" Anyways, very cool way to win it. Come from behind, nobody really expected it. 2019, I had a really good year. Went in 2nd, won the 1st round, went to 1st in the world, and then I just let it all the way. And then after I won 9th round, after the 9th round they couldn't catch me. I won the 7th and the 9th round, I think. I won 3 rounds that year, and so I had it won after the 9th round. And then last year, probably my favorite, just because I come from 116,000 back. I went in around 5th or 6th, I think. I was 115,000 back of Sage, and Sage wins the 1st round. I placed, and then after the week went on, I just kept rolling, and we just win a couple rounds and placing, and winning the average. And then it come down to the 10th round, and I had a good shot at it, and I knew that. It was kind of mine to lose. I basically just had to, go make a ride, and it was kind of mine. But to go there and set a season earnings record, and to win the Top Gun, which I don't think any other bronc rider's ever done, and split the 9th round, win the average and the world title, and tie the average record. I don't know if that'll ever happen again. So that was a pretty special ride for me. That's why I like the video so much.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Can you remind me, Top Gun?
Top Gun is a contestant wins the most money of anybody at the NFR.
Really?
Yeah, so I won $256,000, I think, last year. The NFR.
That's freaking cool, bro. Congratulations, dude.
Oh, thanks.
So what is a guy like you? I feel like I know what your answer's going to be already, but I'm going to withhold it and see if I'm right. What does a guy like you, goal-wise, have? I mean, you've won 3.
More of the same. More of the same. Just keep winning all I can.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it's gonna be.
I like to compete. I love winning. I love competition. I'm a very competitive person. Always have been. Just swam. I like to try to be the best.
What is it going to take for you to get the gold buckle this year?
Man, just good bronc rides. You're gonna have to go out there. The bronc riding's so deep right now. Like it's crazy. Like the 40th guy in the world can win anywhere. It didn't used to be like that. So when you get the top 15, them guys are really salty, and so you gotta go out there and show up and show out and do your job, and hopefully you're in the mix at the end.
I feel like I'm good, bro.
It's good? Awesome.
That
was good.
I feel like we did good, bro.
Nice.
Appreciate you doing this, man.
Heck yeah.